Buenas tardes, estamos en la Fundación Carlos de Amberes. Hemos traído por primera vez a España a Guy Wagner, director de inversiones de Banque de Luxembourg Investment. Banque de Luxemburgo es una gestora con casi 10 billions en americanos o ingleses de activos bajo gestión. Y vamos a presentar dos de nuestros mejores fondos. Un fondo que se llama BL Global Flexibles, un fondo multi-asset allocation, en el que puede invertir con total libertad tanto en bonos como en acciones. Y el segundo fondo es un fondo puro de dividendo. La temática de dividendo nos gusta mucho. Ambos fondos tienen más de 1.000 millones de euros y confiamos, de hecho los productos ya están registrados y presentes en todas las plataformas en España, y confiamos que le gusta al cliente español.
The philosophy of the fund is basically to have a fund which is a balanced fund, so it can invest in cash, bonds and equities. And it's a flexible fund in the sense that there's no predetermined asset allocation, so it's not a balanced aggressive or balanced defensive. It's basically a fund where the asset allocation between fixed income and equities can be very flexible. I don't think that the Federal Reserve will increase interest rates a lot. So I think, generally speaking, we will remain in an environment where interest rates will remain very, very low, whether it's on a short-term side or on the long-term side. And that's basically still an environment which is still quite helpful to equities. It's still an environment where a lot of people will looking for alternatives to their short-term deposits, and fixed income government bonds have become quite expensive too, so a lot of people are still looking for equities, so I think that will still be helpful for the equity markets. Most of this money is going into financial assets, so I think it's not the right policies. They're really not helpful when it comes to the improving the growth outlook, but they're quite good for financial assets. And we've seen that again with the QE in Europe. It has been helpful now to drive the euro lower. That has been good or that is helping company earnings in Europe. It's good for the European equity markets. But again, I don't think that fundamentally speaking, these policies are the right policies. And I think, quite frankly, that the central banks are part of the problem and not part of the solution. Yes, basically what we as BLI, Banque de Luxembourg Investment, stand for is basically that we always said we only want to buy quality assets, whether it's fixed income, but mainly obviously on the equity side, quality companies at a reasonable price. So basically we're really standing for these two ideas, to limit yourself to quality companies and not look at indices or index trackers, but really try to identify the best quality companies, and then at a reasonable price means that basically we're not willing to pay too high a price even for those type of companies. So it's basically these two aspects, quality and valuation.